So this is the 6th lesson in Unit 4, and one of the things we look at in this lesson is standard form. So just a little quick reminder on what standard form is. It's the form ax plus by equals c. You should remember it as x and y on the same side, but there are a couple of extra rules. These three constants must be whole numbers, so in other words we're not allowed fractions, and also the number of x's must be positive, and if it's not, then you should make it so. Now, before we go on to slope-intercept into standard form, which is the new one, let's do a quick recap of standard form into slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form is the one where it says y equals. So if it doesn't say y equals, make it say y equals. So we're going to bring everything away from the y, in other words. Notice we're doing the inverse here. The reason we're doing the inverse is this is going to cancel. Now it says 6 minus x, you can also write it as negative x plus 6 using the commutative rule, which is more useful because the number of x's is the slope and then the other number is the y-intercept. Divide everything by 2 and we get y equals negative 1/2 x. Remember if there's no number in front of the x then it's 1, so sometimes better to write negative 1/2 x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then if we wanted to draw this, we know that this is a y-intercept, this is where we would start from. And then this is our slope, so in other words we go down 1 and then across 2. There is a second one as well, 3x minus 2y equals 12. So the first thing I've got to bring all my x's to one side, so I've got to take away 3x on both sides. So this cancels, and then I get negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 12, and then divide everything by negative 2. And the two negatives will cancel and the 2's will cancel. Two negatives when I divide is going to give me a positive, and 12 over negative 2 is negative 6. So if I was to graph that one, it starts at negative 6 and has a slope of 3 over 2, so rise 3 and then run 2. Now the new one is to go in reverse, to go from slope-intercept to standard form. So that means you've got to get the x's and y's on the same side. So this time I've got to bring them to the same side. So add 2x to both sides. So I have positive 2x, or just 2x. Y is positive, so I can put plus y equals 7. And actually, that's finished. X and y are on the same side, there's no fractions, and x is positive. Now if I try doing it for this one, if I subtract a half x from both sides, so this cancels, then I got y minus a half x, or probably even better, let's put negative a half x plus y, let's have it in the correct order, equals negative 3. Now there's a couple of problems with this. One is I've got fractions, and the other one is that I have negatives. Now I'm running out of room at the bottom here, so I'm going to move up a little bit. If I change the sign on everything, then that doesn't change the equation at all, but it does get around the problem of having negatives for x. I'm still not allowed fractions though, so whatever the denominator is, if we times by that, that should get rid of that. So times each term by 2. So I get x, y times 2 is 2y, and then 3 times 2 is 6. And that would be my answer in standard form. So being able to manipulate equations is very important for this course, so make sure you're familiar with how to get from standard form to slope and vice versa too.